Hey, I'm Dr. Golman. I run advanced doctor-supervised hormonal reset programs that create permanent weight loss. Over the last 20 years, I've helped thousands of women lose a half pound to a pound of fat per day without starvation, without stimulants, and absolutely without dangerous medications. So let me ask you something. Have you been eating less, working out more, and doing all the right things? Yet the scale hasn't budged. Maybe your belly fat is growing no matter what you do. Maybe you're following a calorie tracker perfectly, but the results just don't show up. Well, you're not alone. But the truth is, most weight loss advice wasn't made for women over 40. And it doesn't take into account your hormones, your stress levels, your sleep quality, and your stage in life. And that's why today's topic, how to calculate a calorie deficit for weight loss, especially for women over 40 and menopause, is so critical. Because if you don't understand this, you'll keep spinning your wheels, you'll keep trying harder and getting fewer results. You'll feel like your body is working against you when really it's been trying to protect you. Let's change that now. When most people think about weight loss, they start by asking, how do I figure out how many calories I should eat, right? And what they do is they look for a calorie calculator online. They go and plug their weight and their height and they get a number. And that number becomes their new food sort of budget. It's simple, right? But here's what no one is telling you. Those calorie counters are outdated and inaccurate, especially if you're a woman in your 40s. Why? Because those calculators are based on standard equations that don't take into account menopause, perimenopause, insulin resistance, cortisol levels, thyroid function, digestive health, muscle loss, and even inflammation. And those are exactly the things that are affecting women in life. So yes, calculating calories for weight, it's important, but only if you understand what your body's actually doing with those calories. So let's break it down. A calorie deficit means you're burning more energy than you're consuming. And it's simple, right? When done right, your body starts tapping into stored fat, makes up the difference. But that only works if your metabolic and hormonal systems are in balance. If they're not, your body will hold on to fat, even in a perfect calorie deficit. So here's how to do it correctly. First, we need to figure out your true total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE. That's the number of calories your body uses each day. It includes your basal metabolic rate, which is how many calories your body burns at rest, plus your daily movement, digestion, brain function, and more. You see, the average woman over 40 might have a TDEE of around 18 to 2200 calories, but that number is only accurate if you have a healthy thyroid or a decent amount of lean muscle and you got a stable stress response. But let's be real, most women at this stage you're at have experienced metabolic adaptation, chronic stress, insulin resistance, or hormonal changes that lower that number without warning. That's why we don't rely on a generic calculator and calculate calorie, right? Instead, I teach women to track their energy, cravings, digestion, body temperature, and sleep. All signs of how your metabolism is actually functioning. If you've been eating in a deficit and feeling exhausted, freezing, cold, irritable, waking up at 3 a.m., your body's not in a state of burning fat. It's in survival mode. And this is where many women go wrong. They go straight to a 1200 calorie diet, the magic number we've all heard. Let me tell you, 1200 calories is the amount a small child needs to survive, not a grown woman with a busy life and business and kids, full set of responsibilities, and a healing body. Too large a calorie deficit signals the body that food is scarce. And the moment your brain detects scarcity, your metabolism slows down. Your body holds on to fat and your thyroid function decreases. This is why you plateau or even gain weight. On a super low calorie diet, that's what happens, right? Instead, a realistic and sustainable calorie deficit for fat loss might look like eating 300 to 500 calories below your actual TDEE, but only after your hormones and metabolism have been supported. So how do you support them first? Well, first by working with your hormones, not against them. You see, in menopause, estrogen drops, and that can make your cells less sensitive to insulin, the hormone that moves sugar out of your bloodstream into your cells. Now, when insulin doesn't work well, your body stores fat more easily, especially around your belly. That's why one of the biggest secrets to weight loss over 40 isn't just about eating less. It's about rebuilding insulin sensitivity. Now, you do that by reducing your sugar, refined carbs, and getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. You manage stress and incorporate movement after meals. Even just a 10-minute walk can lower blood sugar levels dramatically. So next, we have to talk about cortisol, your stress hormone. When cortisol is high, your body becomes catabolic, meaning it starts breaking down muscle and preserving fat. You don't want that. It also increases blood sugar and insulin, making fat loss even harder. If you've been under stress, emotionally, physically, or hormonally, your cortisol may be blocking fat loss, even in a calorie deficit. Seriously. That's why we support the adrenal glands with rest, magnesium, adaptogens, and nervous system regulation before pushing your body into fat burning mode. Then there's the thyroid function. Your thyroid sets the pace of your metabolism. When it's sluggish, everything slows down. Fat burning, digestion, energy, and even mood. And guess what? Suppresses your thyroid function. Low calorie diets, nutrient deficiencies, and chronic dieting. So again, the answer is not cutting more calories. It's to create a plan that actually supports your hormones. Now, one of the most overlooked parts of calculating a calorie deficit for weight loss in women, especially over 40, is your digestive capacity. If you're not breaking down and absorbing your nutrients, especially protein and fats, your metabolism can't work efficiently, right? Low stomach acid, sluggish gallbladder, and poor gut health can prevent you from accessing the energy in your food. That means your calorie intake might be right, but your nutrient absorption is way off. This is why digestion is one of the first systems I help women reset, because no amount of calorie counting matters if your gut isn't on board. Let's also talk about your mitochondria. Those are the tiny engines in your cells that burn fat and produce energy. Now, if your mitochondria are damaged by toxins, inflammation, or oxidative stress, they won't burn fuel efficiently. You might feel tired all the time, gain weight more easily, and struggle to lose it, no matter how clean you eat. Supporting mitochondria with nutrients like magnesium, B vitamins, CoQ10, and clean proteins can dramatically improve how your body uses calories and burns fat. Here's one of the coolest tricks I teach my patients. Cold exposure, even just a cold shower a few times a week, can stimulate brown fat activation. Now, that's the metabolic active fat that burns more calories and rest and helps your body regulate weight naturally. It's not a magic pill, but it's a great metabolism boosting tool, but only when combined with the right lifestyle. Then there's sleep. Just one night of poor sleep decreases your insulin sensitivity. It can increase your hunger hormones like ghrelin and decreases leptin, the hormones that tell your brain that when you're full. You see, poor sleep alone can cause fat storage, even if you're eating in a deficit. That's how powerful your lifestyle is, right? So when women say, how do I calculate a calorie deficit for fat loss? I tell them, let's calculate your readiness first. Because when your body feels safe, nourished, and supported, fat loss becomes effortless. Now, I promised you earlier that I'd show you where people go wrong. So if you want to know the biggest mistakes women make when doing a calorie deficient diet, click the link here to watch that video now. It's a must watch if you've ever hit a plateau or gained the weight back after you've gone through your diets. So here's the bottom line. You're not crazy, you're not lazy, you're not doing it wrong. You've just been following advice that never accounted for you. You see, calculating a calorie deficit for weight loss isn't just about the math. It's about hormones, digestion, inflammation, mitochondria, stress, and your ability to recover. You have to work with your body to see lasting change. Now, I've helped thousands of women lose fat naturally. Not just because we count the calories, as you can see, but because we teach the body to burn fat by restoring balance. That's how we get real long-term calorie deficit for weight loss results. Now, without rebound and weight gain, and without damaging hormones, and we do it without people being exhausted. But if this message resonates with you, I want you to subscribe, please. Because every week on this channel, I share exactly what your doctor never told you, how to restore your metabolism, how to reset your hormones, and how do I lose weight naturally. So this is Dr. Cody Golman reminding you your body isn't broken, it's brilliant. Let's unlock the brilliance together. See you in the next video.